Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. So if you have been with me since the beginning, this background might be familiar to you. I thought I would just come back in here in this setup and talk to you about my eyelash extensions. I still get a lot of questions about it and interest about it. I do understand why, because the first time I filmed it, it was quite in potato quality. Even though it was a pretty decent video, I did film it on my iPhone, so I just wanted to come back, share with you guys how I do my eyelash extensions, as well as tell you what I have experienced over this 9-month period. I do want to start off with my disclaimer. It is going to be short and sweet, but it's actually for two parties. So if you are the person that came on here to learn, of course, please proceed with caution. I am doing this at my own risk, and if you choose to do this, of course, you're doing this at your own risk. And yeah, this is just a video, and please proceed with caution. And of course, you know, if anything is going wrong, just stop and don't do it anymore. I also would like to recommend that please go and get an eyelash extension done to you, just so you're familiar with how it goes about, and just in case if you are like allergic to any of the glues or stuff like that. And secondly, if you are a lash technician, I'm fine with any comments regarding this video. If you want to help me improve or help any girls improve, that would be great. I have gotten a lot of a lot of constructive comments, which I have actually listened to. I just want to refrain from having people write mean things, like say, oh, this is stupid, you know, just stuff that's not really helpful. If I do see those comments, I will delete your comment. So if you want to say something, just don't be mean. Yeah, just have it be constructive. Those are my disclaimers. So I do actually want to start with my cons, just so you guys know what you're getting into. I'm always the guinea pig. Please bear in mind that you are going to damage your lashes. It is like 99% chance that you are going to damage your lashes in some way or form. So I just want to let you guys know that my lashes are damaged. They are shorter. They are still there. And yeah, I do have a clip of my eyelashes when I was doing a lash fill. I ended up removing everything just so I could see my own lashes in their bare form. They're still there, luckily enough. They're just a lot shorter than how I started, but when I started I was using a lash growth serum, so that might have factored in, but it does feel a lot thinner and they're shorter. So I'm just saying you're going to see some negative impacts to your natural lashes. That's a con. Second con is that I'm very stubborn, so when I'm trying to do my lash extensions, I try to fill them out to the fullest extent, so I end up exposing my eyes to the fumes too long. So please refrain from doing that. Limit the time frame. I don't know any time frame. Maybe if you're a lash technician, you'll know, even though no one is really supposed to do their eyelash extensions with their eyes open. So for myself, I usually try to keep it under an hour. So because of that, my eyes do get red, and when I expose my eyes to the lash glue for too long, they stay red for about a whole day or more. I'm still working on that on myself, but I just want to let you know, if you expose your eyes to the lash glue for too long, they are going to get red. Third is just a warning. You have to wear contacts when you're doing this. There's no way, shape, or form your bare eye can handle the glue fumes. They are meant to be done with your eyes closed. I don't know, but personally myself, I have never done it without contacts in my eyes. 4, you have to keep your eyelash extensions extremely clean, or else you will get this eyelid, I forgot what it was called, but it was like this eyelid thing because I didn't want to rub my eyelash extensions too much to keep them on. But because I was doing that, my eyelash skin or bacteria had built up there, and then my eyelid got really crusty. So I ended up having to go to the doctor and getting an antibacterial, or was it an I ended up having to go to the doctor to get an antibiotic lotion, cream, steroid, something like that. I'm not too sure. So I am here as an open book. I will let you know all of my mistakes. So that happened. I'm not gonna hide anything from you guys. I'm gonna keep it frank. I just really hope that you guys can appreciate this and not hate me for it. I don't know. I'm just a little scared. Okay, I think I'm done with all of the cons. Those things are what I wanted to share with you about the cleaning your eyelash extensions, and your eyes will get red. Now I want to talk about how I actually apply my eyelash extensions. I did film a couple clips to try to show you guys up close and personal of how I apply my eyelash extensions. So hopefully I'll probably just have it playing now over my voice or on the side. Okay, so I use 2 tweezers. So I use one this way to hold the lash extension and place it down, and then I use this one to separate. So I don't know if I've played the video yet or if the video is going to play, but in my video where I am actually applying my eyelash extension, hopefully you guys can see it is very detailed. So if please be patient if it gets out of focus and stuff like that. But basically I use the straight lashes to find a natural lash that's long and thick. Don't do it on a short lash because that one is still growing. So do it on a lash that is already fully grown. So I use the straight tweezer to separate my my natural lash, and then I use this curved tweezer to hold the eyelash extension and drop it on top of the natural lash extension when I'm doing it. So hopefully you guys can see in the video that I'm showing you guys. I do practice. I think I didn't mention that the first time. I do practice and go through my eyelashes and try to practice how I separated out my eyelashes. So I'll do that a couple times until I get the groove of separating out a certain lash. So technically I am pinpointing an exact natural lash that I do want to place the lash extension on. That is because typically you're supposed to put lash extensions on a thicker, like mature, fully grown lash instead of like an immature, really short eyelash that's still making its way to come out to its full length. So yeah, do put it on fully grown eyelashes and you should be good to go. You really just have to practice with the straight tweezer and just try to maneuver around and put it on top. It is really, really hard. I will have to say you do have to practice. I've seen some girls comment that they have successfully done it, so I'm so happy for you. And that's basically it. That's how I isolate my eyelash extensions. But yeah, I have like 3 ways of doing it, I guess. The first way is just looking at the very top layer, and then if I see any fully grown eyelashes, I will take my straight tweezers and just weave through and find them. I do always isolate the eyelashes before I go in and put on the eyelash extension. So once I've gotten familiar with how to get to that specific lash that I've located, I will then pick up an eyelash extension, dip it in the glue, and if there's any excess, of course, I'll just wipe it off, and then I'll put it on that eyelash that I have pinpointed. That's one way. Another way I do is to use tape on the bottom part of my eyelashes. So this is to locate all of the layers of lashes on the bottom part of your eyelash band. So that's the second way. I'll usually take a piece of tape and pull up my eyelid, and then I will just pull out each lash that I want to, if it's long enough and thick enough, and then because the tape is holding back all the rest of my eyelashes, then I can go in and put it on each one specifically. So typically when I have gone through those two stages, my lash set is pretty full, and then after that I will just go in specific areas that I can find. I think this is like a more advanced step because it's more of getting the middle layer of eyelashes in a sense. So then I will just weave through with my straight tweezers. It does take me a long time, so that's what I'm saying about being stubborn and exposing my eyes to glue for that long. This is typically why. It's because I'm really just trying to fill out my eyelash extension set. So I do try to pinpoint the middle layer of eyelashes, and really you have no aid in doing this. Like it's easier to do it from the top because you can see the top eyelashes, like where they are in the mirror, and then the bottom you have the tape, so then you can pull them out. But for doing the middle, it's really just like trial and error or skill. So I'll do that, and then after a while I'll probably be satisfied with the outcome. So that's basically how I apply them, how I isolate them. That's really the best I can explain to you guys. You really just get faster at it and get better at it the more times you practice. But please don't expose your eyes to the glue for too long. And yeah, I mean, you guys are grown women, grown people. Okay, I would like to make a recommendation. If this is your first time trying, I do recommend trying out the Stacy Lash for Sensitive Eyes glue. I'll put a picture of it here. That one is good because the fumes are a little bit less, but also I found that the retention, it is a lot weaker, like the retention to keep the eyelash extension on. But if you don't like it, every time I would tug at my eyelash, because I like to play with them, when I would tug at my eyelash, it would kind of like, with a little bit of a tug, it would just come off, and I would see not a lot of damage on my natural lashes. So if you're afraid of like making a mistake, or like just not having really hard permanent glue on your eyelashes, the Stacy Lash extension for sensitive eyes is pretty good for that. I don't know if it was the specific bottle I got, but Asabi said that they're known to have a lesser retention. So what I'm saying is that if you are afraid of damaging your lashes and you want to practice the first time, that glue I think would be really good to practice with, because when you stick it on, and if you don't like it or if you want to remove it, you can just like pull it off lightly and it'll probably come off. The glue I use right now is still the glue that I've first started with, which is Sky Glue. A lot of lash techs call this like cement. It is like cement. I really haven't found one that sticks onto my eyelash and stays on as good. So that's probably it. I am still trying out new lash glues, but it is pretty expensive. It's like $12 to $15 per bottle that you try. So yeah, hopefully those are my recommendations for that. I will list down below the products that I use, as well as do an overlay of the products that I use and why. So now I just quickly want to talk about like shape or anything. If any of you guys are interested, I'll come up closer to show you guys. So these are my eyelash extensions now. They're okay. They're pretty sparse, as you guys can tell, but I'm pretty happy with it. I do have really non-existent eyelashes before, so that's what I'm happy with. So I just want to let you guys know that the inner eye, I use a D-Curl 12 mm and 0.25 thickness. Personally, I would not recommend using this much of a thickness because it is very heavy. So once I finish this set, I'll probably buy one that is a little bit thinner than this. So that's what I would recommend, but that's what I'm using right now in case you guys are interested. I am using 12 right in the inner corner, and then moving out from here, it is 13 mm with the same thickness, and then on the outsides here mixed in, it's mainly 13 with some 14, and then, sorry, I just got interrupted by Cody, and then on the outside it is 13s. So what I'm saying is you probably, if you're just starting out, use 2 lengths and then just use the shorter length that you decide on the outer and inner corner, and then use the longer length on the middle. That's probably the most simple way. I do have a bunch of different lengths just because I've been doing this for so long. So that's just the setup I've been using now. I like 14 mm to have it really dramatic, like when I go on vacation and stuff, it looks really nice. Typically I do 13 now. In the very beginning I did do 12, so you kind of do get used to having eyelash extensions and you just want it longer and longer and longer, but I'm really just trying to keep it at this length because I think it is a really good length for me. I think that's about it. So I think lastly, I'll just go over all of the products that I've accumulated, that I've been using, and what the purpose of them are for. I probably will do a overlay clip just so you guys can see them more up close because I think that would be really useful. So here are the curved tweezers I use. I use them to hold the eyelash extensions. So these are the straight tweezers I have. I have them laying around the house, but I use them to separate out my lashes. And this is the lash glue I have been using. It is called Sky Glue. I know there's better glue out there, but I just stick to what has worked for me. It comes in this packaging. I think it's just to keep it dry. And this is what the bottle looks like. Next, I bought this recently. This is a jade stone. It just prevents the glue from coagulating, but please make sure you do put a layer of tape on top and not directly on the stone. So next I have medical tape. I use that to separate my lashes or to lift my eyelid. So this is a spray bottle of rubbing alcohol. I just cleaned it out and put rubbing alcohol in it to clean my tweezers, and this is a silicone eyelash thingy. And these are my lash extensions that I use. I just made my own. The top is 13 mm and the bottom is 14 mm. And I just wanted to show you what it looks like. They are D-curl. I do prefer D-curl. And yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys can appreciate my effort and my candor to put this video together and to share with you guys my experiences, good and bad, mainly bad. If you want to do it, definitely do your research. I know there's not a lot of info out there about it, which is basically why I started to make these kinds of videos, and I really do enjoy just sharing my experience with you guys and sharing with you my mistakes and how I learned from it. That's like the whole basis of my YouTube channel. But yeah, if you're new here and if you made it this far, I hope you liked my video. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe. And that's really all I can ask. So, of course, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!